Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to another show from X Tech Pub on a Sunday, September 14th at 2 o'clock. Hope you're all having a good day. It's been, I don't know, it's been alright for me. Gotta turn some things off. Off. There. Now you can see me. Hello. It is yeah, it's a nice day here. It's sunny. It looked like it was, I don't know if it was smoky this morning or if it was foggy. I'm thinking it was fog because no one was saying they were out smelling smoke this morning, but hello, Ken. Hey, Shirley. Oh, yeah, football day, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not going to get too many people here today because it's football and people wanting to do other things besides wanting to sit around and listen to me, which I don't blame them. I really, I'm kind of boring. But at least some people showed up today. Hopefully, we'll get a few more, but who knows? I am just going and trying to, I don't know. I don't think I need these boxes from NVMEs, but I keep saying that, yet I keep putting it right back there. I don't know why. I should just throw them out, but make a little bit more room on this desk that is starting to get crowded. Uh, thinking. My mom asked me the other day is what I want for Christmas. I said, I really don't know. I always tell her you don't have to get me anything, but she's, oh, no, 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 no. I've done that for the last year or two, and oh, you're getting something this year, except you're telling me what you want. I'm like, I don't know. She's cheap, so I gotta pick something that's low on price. And I don't know if I can get her to get me another desk chair. That'd be nice because the one in the bedroom, you sit on it, and after a while, you kind of get that sinking feeling because it starts lowering and it comes down. And it stops only so far, and then you have to hit the button to come back up, and then you start slowly sinking again. It's not this one; it's the one in the bedroom. I sit in that chair, and every time I sit in it, I get the sinking feeling. Well, it's not a feeling; it's because that's what it's doing. It's just slowly, it slowly comes down, and it just drops about a half inch, and like it hit the button, come back up, and it goes back down again. I do that over and over and over all day long as I'm sitting in that chair. I need to replace it, but I want to see if I can get it done for nothing. She may not want to. She may say, those are $40, $50 chairs. Can't you get something for like 15? Like, yeah, I could. I just don't know what it's. Well, actually, I do. I know what I'm gonna. If she don't want to do that, then I know what else I can do. Um, Still haven't put my tire on. Kind of waiting for a while to put tires on. Need to take the bike back in, and they need to. I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of them fixing things. They really ain't fixing things, or they say they are, and it doesn't last very long. So I'm just gonna end up probably doing it myself. Cause it's for tire putting a new tire on. I think it's 10 for taking it off and 5 for putting it on. So getting a tire replacement is $15 plus tax. They don't feel like paying that kind of money. So I'll just do it myself. Damn. 24 terabyte spinning drive for $249. No, thank you. Well, that's it. Yeah, there is an idea. There's something I can, there. I think I know what I. Yeah. You guys just reminded me of what I possibly want to get, but I don't know if she'll go for it since that's probably going to be spending too much money. She don't like spending money. Neither one of my parents do. And they hate other people that spend. They don't hate, but they disapprove of people spending a lot of money when they really shouldn't. They both just stick to the essentials. They don't go out to eat. They don't go out to the movies. They pay their bills. They pay their house payments and do the essential things, food, whatever, and that's it. There is no extra things in their life. They just will not pay for it. Yeah, I'd get one too if I had had the extra money. 24 terabyte, that sounds nice. I don't know, I'd like to get another 16, but I don't know. Once they get that server jalopy thing down there working the way I want it to, then I think I'll stick to 116 for now, but I don't know. I'll get another hard drive, maybe a 10 or a 12 terabyte, but I don't think I could do 16 again. It's a little expensive. And I'd be in the crosshairs if I asked either one of my parents, say, can I go out and buy a 24 or 16 terabyte? No. You know, I've told you guys before that my dad has always said he hates spending money, especially anything that's over thousands of dollars. He hates it. He absolutely hates it. But everything else, he'll get by as cheap as he can. I mean, he buys those real cheap Bic shavers. I tried those once and they sliced my face up bad. No, I do the Mach 3s. They do better. Which reminds me, I need to shave again. I just did the other day. Probably not good enough. I just went over it really quickly. I had to get going, so I just did it really quickly, really cheesy, and as long as they didn't see it too much from a distance, I was fine. But if someone got up real close to me and say, "You didn't shave down here," I was like, "Yeah, I know I didn't." But you know, from a distance, if I shave some of this off, they won't notice it, unless they're standing right close nose to nose. And do you forget to shave? Like, no, I was just in a hurry and couldn't finish it all and had to run. The 24 terabyte, that's usually internal, I believe. I think they have external too, but I'm not sure which ones Ken's talking about. I think he's talking about the internal 24 terabyte, but I don't know. Let's look at the oh, Newegg. You guys are going through Newegg. I'd never signed up for Newegg. I've always gone through Amazon, but I don't know. The way Amazon does things sometimes, it makes me wonder if I'm sticking with it right. I'll try. I'll try Newegg one of these days. Hmm. Bet you that won't work. Okay, copy current address. Go to the browser. Open a new tab. See, there goes YouTube. It's just starting the live stream. Ah, YouTube, why do you do that? You really irritate me when you do that, because... Really? That didn't get me why I wanted, really? That's the URL to YouTube's pop-out chat. That is not to... Let's see if I can do it this way. No, I don't want to do that. God damn it. That didn't work either. So no, I'll have to watch it somehow, but or get that URL to work. But not doing what I wanted it to. Try it this way. I don't get it yet. Nope. That's also, I see, I copied that URL link and now it's still a pop-out chat. URL for the pop-out chat. I don't get that. So let's do it this way. Refresh that. Now let's see if it'll get the URL right. Over here, highlight it. And now let's hit enter. Nope. URL shortener. The heck is this? How do I access tinyurl? What is the tinyurl.com used for? Okay. Don't know what that is, but I'm gonna minimize this and come over here. There, that makes more sense. Yeah, is Newegg any cheaper than Amazon? Or are they more expensive? Well, I suppose it depends on what you're getting, but I always thought Amazon was the better deal, but trying to go through Amazon sometimes and trying to sort your searches so you get the right thing can be kind of be a pain in the hind end. That's why most of the stuff I search for in Amazon I've got in bookmarks, so I don't have to go through that whole rigmarole of trying to get Amazon to work right. So sometimes. Hello, Darren. Don't think you're gonna make number one today. Think you're stuck at number 3 and 2. I'll have to look at Newegg one of these days. But I don't know. I keep saying that. I look at Newegg and then I go back to Amazon. It's like, which one do I really want to use? I think let's go back to Amazon. I really should change my ways. A lot of people are asking me, why do you use Amazon? Because it's what I've always used. Oh, you should use Newegg. Yeah, yeah, I've tried that. Nah. Plus, I gotta make an account, and then I gotta do all this, and I'm tired of making accounts. It's just another company or whatever that have my email address, they'd go digging for my personal information, so I really don't want Newegg having that, so having my email and them having my email address is bad enough. I don't like a lot of websites out there having my email address. Behind the scenes, I'm thinking, yeah, what are they going to do with my email address? Sell it off to who? I, not that they really would, but what if? That's how I think. What if they had this chance to take your email, sell it to some other company? They would sell it off to another company. It would just kind of make a vicious circle, and then it gets spread out to everybody. Not that, like I said, it wouldn't happen, but in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, what if? What if the wrong person were to get a hold of it? Not that it would really happen, but I'm just more paranoid about giving my email address out than the average person. Most people will go out there and say, "Oh, you want my email address? Here it is." Like, no. I sit there and I think and I worry about it for a couple of days. Like, yeah, if I give them my email address, what are they gonna do with it? Who are they gonna sell it to? Why are they selling it to? And how much money are they gonna make off my email address? Mm, over paranoid, I know, but that's usually what stops me from companies getting my email address. Not that they would do anything stupid with it, but I also have. I'll cover it up here. You can't see it, but I have my debit card. That's another bad thing about using Amazon and Newegg with a debit card. It's not a smart idea, but it's the only thing I got because I ain't gonna use a credit card. I'm out of debt. I want to stay out of debt. I don't. If I go get a credit card, I'll put myself right back into debt. So, no, thank you. I never had any problems with Egghead. Yeah, you haven't, but I know other people that have. Half of America has had problems with Newegg. Everybody I've talked to said they've had some kind of issue with Newegg. And the thing with the emails, if they're selling your email address, you won't know if they do or not. Because they won't tell you, oh, thank you for giving your email address. We're going to sell it off to that company, that company. No, they're not going to tell you. They're just going to do it behind the scenes. And uh, I don't know. One of these days I'll sign up for Newegg, but I don't know. It's something I got to think about if I really want to do that or just stick with what I've got now with Amazon, which at Amazon I've got to redo my password again because I just went in there, I tried RoboForm, and I tried my bookmarks, and it won't take my email. It won't take my password, even though it's the same even on RoboForm or whatever. If I tried manually typing it, it won't take it. So I've got to go through that whole harassment again of getting another password. That they used the one I had for a long time now. Just last night, while I was on the Zoom homies, I tried getting it a new Amazon. Wouldn't let me. I'm like, what the hell? I dropped another one of my passwords again, and they won't let me use it. Even though I got that password from RoboForm, and the password was about that long, they wouldn't let me use it. So then I went back to trying a passkey. It wouldn't do that either because I switched it over to. I think I tried switching it over to passkeys. Maybe I did it wrong, but as far as trying to do a new passkey, keeps thinking I have a prior passkey with Amazon. I've never had one. And then when I tried doing an email or the password, new password, it kept telling me that password's incorrect. No, because I clicked on I forgot my password. Then it gives me the opportunity to do the password and then retype the password. When I do it, it says that password's incorrect. So it's going back to the old password, which they apparently still have. And they're saying the new password is incorrect. Like, how can it be incorrect? It's a new password. All new, never seen before. And yet it's incorrect. Okay. So I gotta fight with that a little bit more today, maybe later tomorrow, or I don't know. I'll get it straightened out eventually. But that's the problem I've had with Amazon. Every once in a while, they like to take my password and say, "Oh, by the way, you no longer have a password for this website." Like, what? That's when I went to Amazon last night about 12, 11:30, 11:40. I went into Amazon. It's a new user, a guest. It's like, no, I have an account. No, you don't. Yes, I think. All right, fine. I go. I'll call them tomorrow, and I'll say, hey, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you canceled my password that I've had for the last 2 years, and I know I didn't delete it. So what's up with my password? Why are you guys? This is the second time that I've had a password with you, and after so many months or a year or so, it says it's incorrect. And then I know what they're gonna tell me. Well, you're typing your password, and you think, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I checked it over 5 times before I typed it in. It wouldn't take it. This password's incorrect. It's not incorrect, you stupid fool. But whatever. Ghetto. You have to turn off two-step. Uh, yeah, I'll try that. I didn't see any place to turn off two-step, but I'll look at it again sometime. But yeah, I'll get it eventually. That is Sirkin. Oh shoot! Yeah, I know what I keyboards. Need to replace this one. This is the I don't know if I can do this without. This is the Corsair K50 Corsair Gaming K55 RGB keyboard. Model number is I think RGP 0031. I'm getting that wrong. I want to get the same keyboard. I like these keyboards. They're nice. They got a little bit of weight. They're not too heavy, but I know other people would see that. They'd see that and say that's a heavy keyboard. Not really. And I keep the RGB off. I just like these. I like the keys on this keyboard. They're not like the Amazon whatchamacallit keyboards. The travel is about that much. I don't like those things, but I have them as spares in case this one breaks or the one in the bedroom goes south. Amazon Basic. That's what it is. Don't ever get an Amazon Basic, at least in my opinion. They're just piles of. But you can get one if you want. I won't. I wanted to get them just to see what they're like, and yeah, my key travel is minimal. So I think I'm gonna go back to my K55. Oh, let's say it right. Corsair Gaming K55 keyboard. You guys can look it up on Amazon or Newegg, and you'll find out what I'm looking if it's still available. I don't know how long these keyboards have been made, but um, or has he looked for non-RGB keyboards? Um, this one really shouldn't be RGB. Neither one of them should be, but being at this one, what the hell is that? Oh yeah, that over there is my that picture right there. They used to have glass in it, and it used to sit. I know you guys are gonna hate this, but it used to sit right up there. And one day, about 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, um, I was moving things around. That whole thing tipped over, and it came crashing down to hit the edge of the desk, and that's what shattered the glass. Well, it didn't shatter it, but it cracked it into several big pieces. So that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, I don't know. I need to get a different keyboard. I don't know if this one's not going to be RGB or if I'm just going to get a plain Jane Dell server keyboard. It's not RGB. I don't know. I I know I can find them. They're like for $30 or whatever, but 20 or something. But I think the one Chris Titus was talking about, the server Dell server keyboards, he's got a box full of them in his house, and I think he picked them up for like $15 or something a piece, $10 or $15. I can't remember, but I'm wanting to go back to just the basics instead of something so confusing as this thing. RGB, and you've got a whole bunch of different lights or buttons you can push. And I just use the keyboard. I don't use any of these other buttons of, I don't know, whatever they are. Some of them I use, but the volume buttons or the stop buttons or the play button, I've never used those. Volume buttons, yeah, every once in a while I hit the mute button, but not that often. And then it's got these keyboard keys on the side, the G1 through G6. Never use those either. So there's a lot on this keyboard um, I don't use. So if I can slim it down a little bit, just so I have the keys I normally use, and not have the 10 key on the right side. If I can get rid of that and just have the keys that set of keys that I need, not have the the numeric pad on the right side, the 10 key or whatever. I don't know, but I'm wanting to get a shorter. I'll show you guys the keys. These keys over here on this side, I've never really used these. I always use the ones on the top, which can be a pain in the butt, but that's what I've always used. So if I can get a shorter key, then the reason I say that is this keyboard tray right here that I'm using for this keyboard isn't quite wide enough. If I go over too far, yeah, then my door don't want to. Yeah, see, if I hate this. This is the other reason I want to get a new desk, is because this keyboard tray that's on here was actually put on upside down. Well, then why don't you just take it off, flip it over, and put it back on? It's a good question. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. I should just take this whole keyboard tray and just flip it over, then put it back in there, so I don't have to deal with this mess that I'm dealing with. But yeah, I think I got an HP mouse, which everybody hates HP. Why are you using an HP mouse and you got a course? Because it's all I've got. Well, how could that be if that's all you've got? Because, yeah, I know you want me to turn that on. I'm not going to. Sorry, malware bites, but I'm not doing that. So, yeah, I got a few more ideas in my head, but your cat says hi, Rick. Yeah, hope you're having a good day, Josh. It's Sunday. I don't know. It's all right here. It's kind of a boring Sunday. Not a lot to do. Oh, did I go over 30 minutes again? Doggone it. All right, guys. I'm gonna say another 4 minutes here, and then I'm gonna cut it off because I went over by 2 minutes already. But that's okay. I think I'm gonna keep the live streams down to about a half hour, especially on days like this when there's not a lot happening in chat. Because people aren't interested. They're all watching the football game, so um, yeah, I think I'll keep them at a half hour. That seems to work better. I run out of words when it comes to doing anything over a half hour, 40 minutes. So Darren, you back home yet, or are you still all gallivanting around the countryside? In other words, are you still on your vacation, or are you back home? Okay, I'll ask this again. Darren, are you home, or are you still out on vacation? You still in Greece? Home. Okay. Yeah, it's good. You're back home. I could tell where you were at in Greece that your internet connection wasn't working too well out there. That had to have sucked. Oh, you'll be home in a few days. Well, first you say you're home because I asked, "Are you home? Or are you back in Greece?" And you said you're home. But now you'll be back home in a few days. I don't know. I'm confused. So I take it you're still in Greece. You'll be home in a few days. Finally got into my zip ties the other day. These are only 4 inch. These really are. I need to get the 6 and 8 and get ones that are a little bit stronger than these. Because these will work, but they snap very easily. They're not very strong. So I need to get the wider ones and I need to get the longer ones. So I can use them for my bike trailer. Which I did have out yesterday. I didn't hook it all up. I had someone else do that because I wasn't going to screw things up as far as my surgery. Ow. No home as home, you. Oh, he's home for a few days. Okay. No home as UK. So the Getting you playing your Fortnite game. I think you were playing that today. I don't know if you've been live yet or not, but because it kept saying you were alive, so I clicked on it and you're not live. Kept seeing the numbers of how many hours or minutes. Like, that's not live. But it said you were live, so I clicked on it and you weren't live. It said you were, because it said Josh Kinder is live. But then when I went and clicked on it, it wasn't live because the numbers of how long the video was showed up. So that's not live. But I do know you were live. I just missed it because I was doing other things and. Come on, get in there. Oh, come on. What the? That's not what I wanted to have happen. Ow. Well, I still can't bend over very easily. I bent over to the floor to pick this up, and boy, that hurt. So I'm not completely healed yet, but I'm getting closer day after day after day, getting a little better every day. But I still can't be sitting in a chair and bend over and pick something off the floor. That hurt. Ouch. So yeah, I think they're all right. I have to wait till the 1st of next month, and then I can go back to doing whatever normal activities, as she called it. But I did my laundry today, and I had someone else carry it down there, but as far as getting the clothes out of the washer and dryer, I did all that. I really shouldn't have, because I'm not supposed to be. And then for another week or so, actually on the 1st of September, October, then I can. But so I probably should have waited, but there was no one here to help me, and I really needed to get my laundry done. So I very carefully took my laundry downstairs. Um, and I got my laundry done, but getting the clothes out of the washer and putting them in the dryer, that was. I really probably shouldn't have done that. But I did. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just not quite ready to do the bending and the twisting yet. I wasn't pulling on stitches, but yeah, it kind of bit me when I bent over to pick up the bag of zip ties or whatever you call them. Because I pulled something off of the shelf here at my desk, and this whole bag of zip ties wound up on the floor. So I had to sit, while I was sitting in my chair, I bent over to go pick them up, and that's when it kind of pulled on things down there. That's why I said, ouch. I'm alright, but I can't really be doing a lot of that yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to force the doctor here in about November. I'm going to go back to the surgeon, and I'm going to have him take a look down there just to make sure that I haven't screwed anything up. Because I've been doing a few things that I really probably shouldn't. Like a lot of biking and pulling a 50-pound or 60-pound trailer behind me. I did all right. I didn't hurt too much, but yeah, I'm not quite ready to do things full time yet or part time. So I'm still kind of in the healing stage, but yeah, I'm doing all right. Just can't do too much bending yet. I thought I could. I thought I could go pick that up and straighten myself back out, but no. It quickly told me, say, no, you can't do that yet. You want to know why? And then that's why I said, ouch, because I pulled on something and I stopped. I'm just sitting here trying to clean my desk because it is a mess. Um, One of these days on my live stream, I need to get the server computer out, and I need to get the computer from the bedroom out. And you know what I do need? Although I can't put it on the 5000D, that 5000D is too big. It won't fit. Um, I need to get one of those turntable things, the one that Carrie has. I mean, that might be a Christmas gift idea, although I don't think my mom will go for it. And she'll say that's completely impractical, unusable. It's like, no, it isn't. How do you make those cakes and you think keep the thing turning? Don't you think they use a round table for that? She'll consider that me smarting off, and she'll tell me to stop it. Well, it's the truth, isn't it? Is that what most cake makers make their cakes? They have either an electronic turntable that just turns really slow, or they just turn it manually. That's, I don't know. I got ideas in my head, but trying to get people to do it is that's another thing. But little by little, I'm slowly, bringing up getting the things I need. I've also been asked to. I need to get a bike stand also because some people are asking me in the building here that I live in if I work on bikes, if I go work on theirs. I said, yeah, I can. The problem is most people around here are not going to have any money to pay for it. So I think a lot of it I'm going to end up doing it at a much cheaper price, or if it's something simple like changing a tire really quick, I probably won't charge them because they'll say, you want $10 for that? Go to the bike shop, ask how much they're going to charge for taking a tire off. It's $15. 10 for taking it off, 5 for putting it on. And you're bitching about my $5. Well, yeah, I guess you got a point. So here's your 5. Whatever. I know that because I had that conversation with a guy already. He had me change his tires. Well, it was $10 for 2 tires. Um, but I got done, and he looked at me and said, "Okay, so how much is this gonna cost?" Like, $10. Like, $10 for taking 2 tires and putting 2 tires on. I said, go to Easy Riders and find out how much they charge for it. It's $15 for 1 tire. Oh, okay, so I did 10 for 2 tires. And that's when he handed the $10 over to me. He said, okay. I have to look back in my book. I can't remember what I charged him. I think it was 5 or 10. I can't remember. I think it was 10. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah. Yeah, ghetto, I don't think you should be doing that. Not to mention, you can't be on most highways and most busy roadways. So yeah. It didn't take you forever to get up here. If you can even navigate your way up to Minnesota, I don't think you could. Not unless you had some kind of a GPS thing on your bike. To either get to me or Ken's place, you would have to have some kind of a GPS thing to tell you what highway or what road to get on. Just guessing at it, you're never going to get there. I don't think I'd be able to get to any other state without some kind of a GPS to tell me what exit to take, when to take a left or a right. I would never make it there. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Which tells me, ow. Yeah, see, that's the other thing I can't do. I can't lean back like this because I'm pulling on things. I forgot about that. I can do a little bit, but I went too far that time and started pulling, so that's why I kind of pulled forward. So I am limited by things I can do, but it's getting better every day. So I'm sure by the first of next month I'll be perfectly fine. I can go back to doing whatever I was doing before. So, uh, which reminds me, I need to get some paperwork done for. Might have a few delivery places to do later this fall or after Thanksgiving. Go put some things in my trailer, take them from Brainerd to Baxter, or I don't know if I'll do any long hauls. If I go from Brainerd up to Pequot, it's almost 15 miles. Um, the bike trail is fine, but it's awfully rough. You keep having to keep hitting the divots in the bike trail, where they take the strip, go all the way across the trail. Except in the trail itself, it makes a little bit of a half U, and your tire hits it, and it's in thump thump. I'm like, ow. So I don't know. They said they were gonna fix it, and they never did. They should repave the entire bike trail from Brainerd all the way up to Bacchus, Hackensack. So it's nice and smooth, but no, they don't want to do that. I've asked somebody already about that. I said, can't they repave that? Like, not in a million years would they repave that bike trail. It's just not gonna, because you're gonna have the same problem show up every time. Every crack that shows up, they fill in that crack. It makes a little divot all the way across the trail. It's about that deep, and you can feel it just kind of thump thump. Like yeah, it does all right. I've ridden the trail before, so I just ignore the little thump 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 thump. You get hitting that every once in a while, but I do all right. Yeah, yeah, Josh. I know you're probably kidding that you really wouldn't do it, but yeah, I would attempt. I would not attempt it. I don't even think I would attempt coming down to your state on my bike, even though I can go a hell of a lot faster than you, and keep a consistent speed. But I don't think so. Not at my age am I going to do that, even though I know there's some 60-year-olds that go in cross country. They go from Maine to California or Canada down to New Mexico. There are people that do it, and there are ways of doing it because you have to stay on the county roads, the country roads. You can't be on the major highways because that's illegal. Um, but yeah, you can take the county roads all the way to where you're going. Um, I don't know. There are ways of doing it, but probably for you and I, not really. And those are for people that are on road bikes. I'm not a road bike person. I don't like riding those tires that are about that wide. I just don't like them. It was a Hua. What? It was Hua to try. Didn't understand that. Are you trying to say worth a try? Yeah, it's not really worth a try because it's gonna use up all your energy. Um, need places that camp because you're not gonna do that bike ride in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It's probably gonna take you a week or more. You're gonna need to find campsites along the way. See, I can do from Brainerd up to Hackensack because, for one thing, it's on a bike trail. It used to be the railroad tracks. They used to go north and south in Minnesota, but they don't anymore. They took those out, and they turned the whole. railroad bed into a bike trail. Um, Up towards Pequot and Jenkins area, there are places where you can go camping. Cut off in the woods, and I don't know, maybe someday I'll do that next year. Get a small little tent and bring my trailer with me. Put all the tent crap in the trailer and bring whatever else with me, and off I go. Or I just might get up to Pine River and just stay in a motel overnight. Okay, that's what you meant. All right, that's kind of what I thought. I figured out what you were trying to say, and it's worth a try. Yeah. Oh, I've got the I wants today, guys. Every time I keep looking at my desk and seeing things on my desk, I'm thinking that can get replaced, that can get replaced, those need to be replaced. You need to do something with that, and yeah. But anyhow, it is 2:52. I've gone longer than I really should have, so I am going to shut down this live stream because I've went further than I wanted to. But it's a nice day. I want to go spend some time outside and do some biking around and do something. Um, so with that being said, I thank everybody for being here today, even though I know I'm interrupting everybody's football game, which I completely forgot about that. I don't know. Sundays and football game days probably not a good idea to do live streams, but being that I've had it this way for a while, I'm going to stick to it. So tomorrow, as long as our electricity doesn't go out, which is the other thing I was going to talk about, saying that was messed up in my title. When I was going to do my live stream the other day on Friday, I got to 5 minutes before showtime. 5 minutes. I sat down in my chair, getting my microphone adjusted, getting the lights adjusted just the way I want them. I was getting things going, and all of a sudden, boom, electricity goes out. Like, you've got to be kidding me. 5 minutes before showtime, and it has to. Oh my God. And then I was just thinking, well, that's going to be a fluke. I mean, in a couple minutes here, they'll have the lights back on. Nope. That's when Ken messaged me and asked me if I was okay or whatever was going on. I said, no, I was going to do a live stream, but the electricity just went out 5 minutes before showtime. Couldn't have happened at a worse time. Although, I could have been in the middle of my live stream and lost electricity, so it was a losing battle that day, no matter which way I looked at it. And I wasn't going to reschedule it because I didn't know when the electricity was going to come back on. Turns out to be 3.5 hours later. Things in my refrigerator and freezer survived, but barely. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Everybody, you have a good day. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I hope I see most of you here tomorrow. Same time, same place. I'll try to think of something to talk about, Windows related or something. I just know everybody's stuck on this 25H2, and I'm really just not ready to talk about 25H2. It's not ready for prime time yet, guys, so to you people on YouTube that are talking about getting 25H2, not yet, guys. Not yet. You shouldn't be out rushing, even though I know you can get the 25H2 ISO. I wouldn't. You can if you want, but no, I wouldn't. So that's the last thing I'm going to mention is just that 25H2 is, if I was you for now, I would ignore it to the Windows 10. Well, that's not going to be the end of life. So I don't know. I just wouldn't do it right now. Maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe yes, but going getting the ISO when it's just, I don't know. But you can do what you want. I'm just kind of saying you might want to wait for a while, let things kind of piece themselves together before getting it. But it's up to you. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go, and I guess I'll see everybody tomorrow, same time, same place, 2 o'clock p.m. Till then, bye for now. Okay, stop stream.